Okay, we're going to do a tutorial today on how to lower your car by 2 inches. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the coils. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to remove this coil right here, and we're going to cut one revolution off of it. So what we have to do is remove the tie rod right there, and on the upper A-arm, so you see the bolt right here.
That lower bolt.
See if I can get my camera right here. That lower bolt right here, we have to remove that. Okay, there it is there. We got the front end on jack stands on both sides. We're gonna do the front end first. So now we have to put our jack underneath the A-arm. Okay, the first bar that we do is remove the 9/16. Next thing we're going to do is remove that bolt right there on the upper A-arm. For the A-arm. Okay, there's a cotter pin right here we need to remove. Take it off.
Got this under tension.
Okay, next we have to remove the bottom of the shock right here. So we already moved the top of the shock down here. Now we're removing the bottom. Hold on. Okay, that's how we remove the shock. Just come straight down. Okay, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to not to remove the brake line. You don't want to exceed the length on this. If not, you can just go ahead and take the brake line off, and then you have to re-bleed it, but we might have to do that. We're trying to get away from doing that right now. We're trying to pop this coil out now. There it is there. On this side, we couldn't get this part off, so we're gonna use what they call a fork to try to separate. We tried this one here, this fork, and it didn't work, so we're gonna try another one we got off the neighbor. Okay, we got our coils here. What we're gonna do is gonna cut just one whole revolution, one whole cycle. So we're gonna cut right here. There it is, one revolution.
Pretty even.
We're ready to install the coil. Now the part that we cut is the part that goes on top. Part, you know, so
That way this stays into the groove on the lower A-arm.
Okay, we had to go to AutoZone and rent a coil spring compressor to get the coil in. So first time using one of these, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Put this together. Okay, we got this coil compressed. See the difference between the two coils? So now that should be able to fit down in here. Let's go ahead and put it in, give it a shot. Go right up in there.
if you saw that slot over there. It dropped in the cup. Okay, hold on. You got the bolt handy?
We'll jack this baby up. See how we're jacking it up?
Okay, stop.
Now we're ready to put the ball joint. Then we put the cotter pin back in after we get that.
Coil compressor.
Now we're going to back the coil compressor out. Show you how to do that. Slide this baby out. And it comes out right through the port where the shock absorber goes.
Right in the center.
That's how that works. It's a real good tool. You can rent these at AutoZone. Just call them or rent them to you for free. Okay, let's put the rims on. Okay, we are ready to put the shocks on. Now the last thing in the front is the suspension stabilizer bar. We're going to do that now. And then we're going to call it a night. We'll do the rear tomorrow. Like I said, we just put everything back the way we took it off. Okay, we're ready to do the back. We got the front complete. It's the next day, Sunday. So what we have to do here, Jimmy's going to explain what we have to do here.
Okay, we're going to bring the car back on the ground. We're going to lift the back tires off the ground, jack stands on the frame. We're going to disconnect the rear shocks. There's a bolt here that secures the rear coil. We're going to take off that bolt. We're going to lower the rear axle from the center, and that's going to release tension on the coil. Take off this bracket that secures the coil and the bottom sway bar, and then hopefully this coil doesn't give us any problems being removed. Safety is number one. We're not professional mechanics. We haven't done this since we were in high school back in the late 70s, early 80s. So safety is number one.
Okay, we're ready to get started. Just lower the car. Okay, we got it on jack stands. Now we're gonna jack it up in the middle. First, we'll take off the shock. That's an 11/16.
Slide this off.
Okay, now we're gonna remove the bolt from the coil. It's a 9/16. So you have to back it up. Okay, we got it out. Here's the cup right here that goes on top of the...
That sets locking the coil in, and this goes underneath the sway bar.
There it is. Do is
Lower
lower the jack, and that should really should pop out. There's one of them. Yeah. There they are. We're gonna do a revolution and a half in the back. In the front, we did 1 revolution. Back, we're gonna do a revolution and a half. So let's go. A revolution and a half. Do a revolution and a half. Let's go ahead and install these babies. Okay, we're gonna set them back in just the way we took them out.
Try to find its
one in, not tight all the way. And then on the other side also. Jimmy got his side in. Okay, now we're tightening the coil. Right after we get it lined
Got
up
your
on
spacers, you got your cups. Everything is set nice. Everything is secure.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna put the shocks back on. Okay, you need to lift it. Tighten it down nice and snug. There it is there. Okay, let's put the rims on. So, here it is. We lowered it about 2.5 or 3 inches all the way around. Did it ourselves. We did it right here at Jimmy's garage, right here in Rosedale.